Hey family, welcome back to L&L Honeycomb Homestead. As you've seen by the title, we're getting ready to make some homemade butter. Yes, homemade butter. Now, there's times that you be wanting to go get some butter if you're cooking something, and it might be later on during the day, the store is done closed, and you need some butter and you're out. Well, this is a way you can make some butter if you got this essential item in your household, and that is heavy cream. Yes, heavy cream. With this heavy cream, you can make your own butter, and it will have buttermilk. So you get two things: butter and, you already know. Say it again to the people out loud: buttermilk. Okay. Yes. So you're gonna have all of those things. Okay. Two things, and you can't go wrong with it. So if you want to know how to make your own homemade butter using heavy whipping cream, stay tuned. First things first, you're going to need a mixer. You can use a hand mixer. You can use your you can use an electric mixer. Okay, you can use any one of those things. Any of that will do. You can also get you a mason jar, pour you some in there, and then just shake it. But let me tell you, if you got to shake that jar, there's no stopping. You gotta have to keep shaking, and nobody has time for all that. Your arms will be tired and everything. So if you got you a hand mixer or a stand-up mixer, those two great things will do, and a little mixer tool. Okay. So let me get this butter, and we're gonna pour this on in here. This heavy cream, because it is thick, y'all. This is some heavy cream. So you're going to put that in there. Mine was a little cold on the cold side, but it's going to make this butter. And if that's going to be wonderful. And there's going to be some stages in this heavy whipping cream as well. Not only will you get buttermilk or butter, this is another way you can make your homemade whipped cream as well as you're going through the channels to get into your butter. Okay. So now we got that in there. We're going to turn this down, lock it in, and we're going to turn on the mixer. And it's going to go through this phase for a good about 5 minutes or so. But I will take you through this so that way you can see how this works, okay? And it's going to go through its little thing. And when it gets ready to go into the whipped cream stage, I will show you what that looks like. And then we'll just continue on the process, because you don't just stop there. You keep going until you start seeing clumps come up in your whipping cream, and that's your butter. And that's what we're trying to go for, okay? But make sure you have you some heavy whipping cream, okay? Not half and half, it'll take longer. But get heavy whipping cream. That's what you need, heavy whipping cream. So it's going to be going through this cycle here. And as it's going through this cycle, I will bring you back when it meets that the whipping cream, and then we're going to continue on going. Okay, we're going to keep going until we get to that butter. So stay tuned for that. So as you can see, family, the whipping cream is slowly appearing. It's going through its phase. It's getting ready to go into that whipped cream phase. And this is what you're seeing right now. And it's going to get fluffier and fluffier as the time goes on. As you can see, that's what it's doing. Can you tell it? Can you see it? And you're going to continue on letting it go through its cycle like that. And then when it gets a little bit fluffier, I will bring it back so you can see what that also looks like. And that way you'll know it's whipped cream. And you can stop it there if you want some whipped cream. This is a way of making your own homemade whipped cream. Okay, family. So as you can see, when it was going through its phase, you see now it's kind of breaking itself a little bit. It's going to be going through a breaking stage because now the whipping cream stage is slowly fading away. And now we're working towards the butter. Okay. So I'm going to let you see that cycle on how you start seeing how it breaks down into clumps. Okay. Now on this part, you're going to need a towel to cover your mixer because you don't want any milk or debris flying out. Okay. Because you still want this cycle to keep going. And when I come on to put that towel on there, before I put it on there, I will stop and show you what it's looking like, okay, as the clumps look. And you're going to see liquid because it's going to go into a liquid form. And then you're going to see the buttermilk, okay? That's the buttermilk, the liquid. So it's going to break down and you're going to start seeing clumps, okay? So we're going to go through this little cycle and that way you can see this and then you're going to see it actually turn. And as it's going through its cycle, you might want to turn it off for a moment. Let me get this turned off. And lift it up a little bit. Do you see that? That looks delicious, don't it? And just scrape down your sides. So that way it can get every bit of this cream in there. Don't try to do it when your machine is on. Do it while you got it turned off, okay? You want to make sure. And this whipped cream tastes really good. Okay, we're going to push it back down in here, lock it up, and we're going to turn it back on. And at this point, you can turn your speed up a notch so that way it can get really good and incorporated. And it's slowly breaking it down. And believe me, y'all, it's not going to take long. It won't take long. It's a process on everything you do. And you will start seeing it break up. And don't worry, I will show you how that looks. Okay, family, it's now at its liquid state. So we're going to turn it down just a little bit. You see all that? We're going to turn it down just a little bit. So you hear the liquid? Okay, now that's when I need to get my towel. I got it right here. I'm going to turn this off. Don't make a mess, y'all. Okay, so now you can see how this is really working, okay? So now you got down to your liquid state. But your cheese, I mean, not your cheese, but your butter is right there on your whip. And I'm going to show you that. Do you see your cheese? Let me pull it back a little bit so you can see. Okay, there's your butter. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna scrape off this butter. Have you a bowl at hand, okay? And we're gonna scrape off this butter into your buttermilk, okay? We're gonna put it in there. It's not gonna hurt a thing. Okay, we're gonna scrape this on off. You see that thick butter? Okay. We're gonna get this butter off of here. We need every bit. And after you get your butter off of here, right, then I'm going to show you the next step on what you have to do. Okay, family. So now that I got all the butter off the whisk, what you're doing is you're going to take all that butter that's in your bowl that you were mixing, all that butter, and you're going to grab all that butter and make it into a ball and squeeze as much of that buttermilk that you can out of it. Okay, see that ball? We're going to get all the butter that's in here, and we're going to put it on top of this ball right here. This is all your butter. You see all that butter? No, I do not have a cow. But you can find a store with organic milk, or if you know a farmer that have a cow that be milked all day, every day, then get that milk. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eventually get with a farmer. And I do know where some places are where you can get you some good homemade milk, home milk from a farm. Yes. That way you won't have to worry about going to the store and get it. You're getting the milk offhand. Okay? Now we're going to come back to this mixer in a minute. So now I got all my butter right here, as you can see. And all this liquid you see here is buttermilk. Yep, buttermilk. We're going to take this butter, and now we're going to go over here to the sink. So that way you can see what I do with this butter at the sink. Okay? Pour this excess milk right back into that bowl, that mixing bowl, because we're going to go back to that mixing bowl, y'all. We're going to go right back to it. So don't throw that milk away. That's your buttermilk. That's some cornbread, y'all. Or whatever else you use your buttermilk for. Told you it's 2 in 1. Okay, so we're going to go over here to the sink. And from there, I'm going to show you what you do with your butter. Okay? So stay tuned. Okay, family. So we're right over here at the sink. Here is the butter. And we're going to turn on some cool water. Okay? Cool water. And what we're going to do is take our butter, and you're going to rinse that butter off just to get the little excess buttermilk off of it. Okay? And you can kind of squeeze it a little bit, but not too hard, just to make sure you got all that excess buttermilk off of it. Okay? Just like that. You're gonna do that. You just rinse it off. Okay? And we're gonna set it right here, right back in this bowl. And now I'm gonna show you what you can do with your butter. Okay, here's the fun part. You're gonna need some parchment paper. You're gonna need your butter knife. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut your butter right in half. This is how I do it. Now, when you do it how you want to. This is what I do. Okay? You can take this butter, that first half of that butter. Okay? Now, y'all have heard of salted butter and unsalted butter, right? This one right here is going to be my unsalted butter. Okay? You're going to put it right there on that parchment paper. You're going to take the other piece of your parchment paper and you're going to put it right on top of it. Right on top. Here is where you're going to mold your butter to however shape or whatever you want to do. Okay? However. Okay? That way you won't get your hands messy anymore. Okay? You're going to be just shaping up your butter. When you take it off, it'll look something like this, right? Still got a little milk to it, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to take my little spatula and I'm going to just go in and kind of shape it up a little bit, okay? Turn this paper around so that way you can see how I'm doing. And you're just going to go around and shape it. Because I'm going to cut it again. And if it still got butter to it and it's still making a mess, that's fine. All you have to do, you're just gonna pour it over back into this bowl. You're gonna pour it right back in there. Okay? Just like that. And you can fold it like this. Okay? And that way you can squeeze some more. If it's got some more butter to it, just squeeze it out. Okay? But anyway, gonna shape it up because I'm getting ready to cut it again. Okay? I'm gonna cut it again. And this time I'm gonna cut it right in half. Okay? Right in half. Just like that. Now, this is the time that it's going to be really fun, okay? Because here is where you're going to do your favorite herbs. Yes, herbs. Okay. I might want to put a little basil to this one. So I can have a little basil butter. Okay. So if I have me some toast or something like that, then I'll have me a basil spread to go on that toast, right? So you're going to take that, you're going to put it on there, and you're going to slide it over, kind of flip it over, so that way you can have some more basil. Just a little bit more. Okay? And you can do herb butter, you can do garlic butter, you can do onion butter, you can do black pepper butter if you want to. This is the time you can have your butter any kind of way you want to. Spicy butter. Okay? This is what we do. Okay? Because you already know how expensive it is in the store. But you can make your own up, y'all. You can make your own up. Now I got my own little butter right here for my herb butter. That is my basil. And now I have me some unsalted butter as well. Because you got recipes that calls for unsalted butter, and now you have you some unsalted butter. Okay, I'm going to shape this up. Okay, I'm going to shape it up. But you get the point, right? Okay, and you're going to do the same thing with your other half of your butter. This right here is going to be my salted butter. And all I do is just take a little bit of salt and just kind of pinch it on there. Just a little bit. Okay? And that's how you do your butter. You're going to do the same on the opposite side. Okay? Just sprinkled a little bit of salt. So this can be my salted butter. Okay? And all it takes is a pinch. That's all it takes is a pinch. Okay? I'm going to take that. And I'm just going to shape it up with this parchment paper. Okay? All the way around. I'm going to flip it over. Move it towards the center where it was at. This is how I want it to be. You can shape it however you want it to be. You can shape your butter any way you want it to be. These will make great gifts for someone for the holidays and everything. So here is my butter. This is my salted butter. Okay. And we get another piece of parchment paper. I've got my basil butter for my herbs. And you take that and you shape that with your parchment paper as well. Just shape it how you want it to be. However shape you want it to be. It can be rolled. It can be however you want your shape of your butter to be. You do it. Okay? However you want to do it. Okay? Here is my basil. And now I'm going to have my unsalted butter. I'll just use this one instead of using that other one. And you just move that to the center. Okay? And you do the same thing. You're just going to shape it however you want your butter to be shaped. You just shape it. And this is a way you won't have to go and break your pockets on buying that fancy butter when you can make your own little fancy butter however you want it to be. Okay, however you want it to be. And so now I'm going to take you over to the bowl that has the milk in it. Okay? Okay, family. So now the fun part. You're going to have your jar, your lid, and your band. And now you got your milk that's in here. And you're going to have your little strainer. You can use whatever you got for a strainer, okay? If it's a coffee filter, if you don't have a strainer, you can use a coffee filter, okay? But you just need to strain so that way you won't have the bits of butter inside of your jar. So you're going to put this lid, this strainer on top of your jar, and you're going to just pour in your buttermilk. I'm going to put some more in there. I'm almost done. Okay. Got a little excess butter left. You're going to put your lid on, tie it up tight, and now you have you some homemade buttermilk. Yes, buttermilk. That'll be great for your cornbread, biscuits, you name it. If it's calling for buttermilk or you want to just cook with buttermilk, there it is. There it is, y'all. Buttermilk and cornbread, one of the two. Eat it with both. You got your own homemade buttermilk. That's a beautiful thing. 2 in 1 or more as far as butter, however you want to divide it up. I made a whole pint. So there you have it, you guys. Homemade butter, every which way you want it to be. And some buttermilk, y'all. Some buttermilk. A whole pint size, okay? A whole pint size. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below. And y'all, have yourself a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.